Lennon was born during World War II on October 9, 1940 to Julia and Alfred Lennon, a merchant seaman of Irish descent. His parents named him John Winston Lennon after his paternal grandfather, John Jack Lennon. His father was often away from home but regularly sent paychecks to 9 Newcastle Road, Liverpool, where Lennon lived with his mother, but the checks stopped arriving when he was arrested in February 1944. 6 months later he returned home and offered to take care of his family, but Julia, who was pregnant with another man, rejected the idea. Julia handed Lennon's care to her sister, Mimi Smith, after she reported the child's family situation on several occasions to Liverpool Social Services. In July 1946, Lennon's father visited Smith and secretly left with his son for Blackpool, intending to take him to New Zealand with him. Julia followed them, and Alfred forced the boy, just 5 years old, to choose who you would stay with. Lennon chose his father twice, but as his mother walked away, he began to cry and followed her. From that moment it would take 20 years for Lennon to see his father again. For the rest of his childhood and adolescence, he lived with her uncles Mimi and George Smith, childless, in a house they owned called Mendips. His mother visited Mendips almost every day, and when Lennon was 11 years old, he used to be the one who visited her. In the nearby neighborhood of Mendips, John made his first friends from a very young age, which he would maintain for a lifetime. Around his house on Vale Road lived Pete Shotton, Ivan Vaughan and Nigel Wally. All three would be original members of the Quarrymen. Lennon was raised Anglican and attended Dovedale Elementary School, as did Shotton and Vaughan. In 1952 he passed the entrance exam to complete the first tranche of his high school education at Quarry Bank High School, which he attended until 1957. According to Harvey, at that time he was a carefree, good-humored, docile, and cheerful boy. His mother bought him his first guitar in 1956 on the condition that the guitar remain at home and not from Mimi, knowing full well that his sister did not support her son's musical aspirations. On July 15, 1958, when Lennon was 17 years old, his mother, who was returning home from visiting the Smiths, passed away after being hit by a drunk driving police officer. At the age of 15, Lennon formed the skiffle group The Quarrymen. The group was created in September 1956, and in the summer of 1957, the Quarrymen were already giving concerts combining skiffle and rock and roll. Lennon met Paul McCartney on July 6, 1957, during the Quarrymen's second concert, shortly after McCartney joined the group. McCartney suggested that his friend George Harrison join as lead guitarist. Lennon thought 14-year-old Harrison was too young to join the group. McCartney had to set up an audition, where Harrison played Raunchy for Lennon to listen to and accept. Later, Lennon's friend Stuart Sutcliffe joined art school as bassist. Lennon, McCartney, Harrison, and Sutcliffe joined in. They became the Beatles in the early 1960s. The rest is history.